Welcome to an on-location Raven Conversations here at Leshai Village on Joint Base Lewis McChord. And today I'm joined by Lieutenant Colonel Josh Daily. He's the commander of the 2nd Battalion, 205th RTI, and soon-to-be Sergeant Major Chris Voelker. He's our Command Sergeant Major out here. Hey, thanks for joining us, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, quick intro on yourself and how you learned about the Guard. We'll start with you, sir.
I'm Lieutenant Colonel Joshua Daily. I'm a former active duty striker infantry officer who left the Army after 4 years and decided to join the Guard and became AGR. And now I'm the battalion commander at 205th after having been the AO for 5 years.
Yeah. Sergeant Major.
So I started active duty. I was with the 82nd Airborne in the mid-90s to late 90s, and then took a long break in service, and then found out about the Guard and came into the Guard at that point, and then became AGR in like 07. So I've just been working my way up the AGR ranks, and now I'm the Ops Sergeant Major for the 205th RTI.
Nice. So we're out here for OCS Phase 3. We've been out here all week, kind of in the final, real field exercise, right? The platoon sticks. So let's talk, we've had candidates, right, talk to us about OCS. From your guys' standpoint, can you explain what OCS is for those that are new to it and don't really understand?
Sure, absolutely. OCS is a 12-month program that converts enlisted and non-prior service soldiers into second lieutenants. It's one of the about 4 commissioning sources, West Point, Direct Commission, ROTC, and OCS, primarily designed for prior service enlisted, but recently we've had quite a few what we call 09 Sierras that come in after basic training and then immediately go into the OCS program and complete their 1 year. Then after the culmination of Phase 3 and the platoon sticks you see behind us here, they will graduate and commission as second lieutenants in the United States Army.
Yeah, how's it going so far out here for all the candidates?
Well, I think we've seen a great improvement from where they started. It was kind of rough it always is in the beginning of officer candidate school with their confidence levels, just kind of the unknown of Phase 3 itself. And then the amount of training that we've put into them in the evening hours outside of POI has really helped them to kind of come into their own, see their confidence levels, their self-awareness, their decisions really start to improve.
Yeah. So this is not the only Phase 3 in the country, correct?
No, not at all. There's about 5, I think, across the country. And that's not the only Phase 2 and Phase 1. So a lot of states have a Phase 2, which is the intermediate phase, but Phase 1 happens in a few locations as well. And we're pretty much the only western side of the nation's Phase 3. And one of the challenges that Sergeant Major alluded to is the synchronization of slightly different training levels of proficiency and targets, so that when they come here that they're all synchronized and able to perform at a standardized level, which requires a lot of onboarding between the cadre we have here, the cadre from other states, the OPFOR that we have from the state, and from all the candidates that may have a slightly different flavor from the states that they were trained up in.
Yeah. So when we're kind of talking that, not every OCS is created the same. Obviously, in Washington, we are, I'd say, blessed to have Joint Base Lewis McChord and all of their resources right here. So what kind of makes this OCS program probably one of the better ones in the country?
So I would say first and foremost, it's the amount of support that we get from the Washington Army National Guard, the MSCs. The support staff here for the OCS Phase 3 that we run is way above what other programs tend to run. So we're at about 1.5 support soldiers to every candidate. So that really allows us the flexibility to put on the type of event that we see how big it is.
Yeah, along with that, Joe, you see behind us here Leshai Town. And Leshai Town is a premier mount site. It's one of the best, I think, in the nation, and we have it right in our backyard. Echoing off what Master Sergeant Voelker said, is we've got a amazing support team from the 81st Brigade out here and from Western Washington State. The members that have recently come back from their Poland rotation and their Ukraine rotation are coming with a amazing set of skills about how to train, foreign allies. And they're taking that same skill set here, and I see a level of TAC proficiency and OPFOR proficiency that we haven't seen in years. And it's really, because it's an art, right? You got to be able to balance the right amount of pushback and training that you get from the TACs and from the OPFOR so that they get the right sort of training value on the backside. And they've been just fantastic in providing that level of support and being able to, ramp up when we need to or throttle back when we don't want to break the training objective.
Yeah. So to this point, they've done their squad situational training. This is platoon now. What's kind of left for the rest of these candidates?
Well, so you got about 2 more days of platoon sticks, and out behind me, of course, is Leshai Town. They did an air movement a few days ago and landed out behind. They had to do numerous missions up and over wooded terrain, establish their patrol bases, and then are doing raids and attacks on key buildings here within the mount site. Once they complete this, they're pretty much done with the training that needs to be done. They will go into a reset status where they will service the equipment, they'll do maintenance. Blanks make a very dirty weapon system, so they'll be cleaning those for quite a few hours. We'll get our equipment reset, and then they'll prepare for graduation, which is the graduation ceremony. Takes some rehearsal time. They'll get ready for that, and then once that's done, they'll be loaded on buses and go back to their home states.
Nice. So for you guys, obviously, you're not the only program, but once again, kind of talk to those states and say, this is why this program in Washington is so much better. Kind of that opportunity to sales pitch it.
Well, sure. We have the entire Fort Lewis at our disposal. We have Camp Murray co-located with Fort Lewis. We have barracks facilities that are second to none. And we have chow facilities and probably some of the best cook support we've received in years. So they're getting their MREs, of course, because it's in the field, but they're getting hot A's like they should. We have great medic support. We have a very robust PAO team, as evidenced by this interview right here. But on top of that, we just have a professional-looking organization. We have had some challenges with a few states as we've synchronized, but every one of them has come on board. Every candidate has come on board, and everybody from tax to from other states and cadre and candidates from other states, they want to come back here. We have these amazing temperate rainforests in which to conduct operations, and you have candidates from other states that may not have that environment in which they have to operate in. So they're really having to test their skills. They're having to really rapidly build their command and control capabilities, and it's been amazing to watch them kind of start from, I don't really know exactly what I'm doing, to leading a platoon attack on a mount site all within the span of about 2 weeks. And that's all possible because we have such great facilities and training areas to train.